What's up, everybody? Well, I got another gameplay video for you guys today. Now today we're going to do Cyberpunk 2077 at ultra wide. 3440 by 1440. So now we got the laptop, instead of dangerously hanging off the edge of the other table, now it just sits on top of my other computer. It looks all dangerous, but it's actually pretty stable up there. And yes, the other computer is on, but it has so many fans and it's not doing anything intensive. Just covering up those 3 top fans mildly isn't going to do any harm. But anyway, why don't we just get in and start looking at settings, because this is going to be a long one. Well, starting off our 3440 by 1440 endeavor. Just going to show you the screen one quick time. Just show you our resolution, no VSync, no max FPS, none of that nonsense. So now let's go have a look at the settings, shall we? Now let's have a quick look at the low settings real quick, because as usual, that's where we're going to start. Now let's just quickly scroll on down here. And as we did before, we'll do ray tracing and FSR at the end. So, now let's get into some gameplay. Starting things off with some low screen recorded gameplay here.
Hey, show some respect.
No. No respect for you. Oh, damn, that guy almost got to see an AI get run over by a car. That would have been kind of interesting. Something just crashed. Did you hear that? Shit. Anyway, back to what I was doing. Let's just run around now, because that's where we get the most frame drops. And it's fun to jump and run at the same time. No idea why. It just is. Whoa, those were some interesting leggings. They kind of like kept changing color. Anyway, keep on walking down this street, getting some more FPS data. A bunch of people just hanging out in a dark alley, that's always a good thing. I'm sure they're up to acceptable activities. I mean, I sure am. Look at me, I'm running around in the city with my gun drawn. I mean, everybody does that. I mean, no one would ever get shot in the face by cops doing this. Okay, and with that, I'd say it's about time to move on. Starting off here with some low gameplay at 3440 by 1440, ultra wide. Alright, looks like I'm getting out of the city if I go that way, so let's just run back down the other way here. Little traffic jam going on here. Haha, that made the frames drop a little bit. Alright, I think it's about time to move on. Now I'll have a quick look at the medium settings. Just a quick look will do. And there we go. We got to the bottom, so now let's move on to gameplay. Alright. Now we got a little bit of medium gameplay. Alright, now. Okay, I guess somebody had a fight here. Well, you don't need any of this stuff, so. What do we got here? Let's read this real quick. Alright. Yeah, all that anime watching I do helps me read things really, really quick. Oh, do we got more stuff? Heck yeah, we do. In this game, you can absolutely never have too much stuff. And then, when you get over and covered, you can either sell it all, or disassemble it and make it into better shit that you actually do want. Well, they certainly added a bunch more people. This looks like a more alive city now. Before it was like walking around in a desolate wasteland. But it's time for us to move right along. Now for some medium gameplay here. Camera recorded. Just run around a little bit here. Whoa. What is going on over here? Huh. Wondering if I should attack these people or not. That would probably kill me. That's what little red X means. Illegal activity. Nope. Man, I really gotta level up if I'm gonna take on anybody. It seems like everyone I meet will just destroy my face. There we go. Now some high gameplay. And there we go. Gameplay. So now we're going to do a little bit of some screen recorded high gameplay now, and we're definitely under 60 basically all the time, but I was expecting that. But this is a perfect high thing for FSR. With the right combination of graphic settings and FSR settings and ray tracing settings, which we haven't even attempted yet, but with the right amount of those settings, I'm sure almost anybody can get the FPS they want, even on ultra wide. You just have to make certain sacrifices here and there. You're not going to be able to just bump everything up to max. That's not going to work. As you can plainly see, because we're only on high and it's already not working. Keep on running now, just because that gives us a good look at how low the FPS will get. Alright, I guess we'll just cross the street now. Well, car stops so I don't get run over as I usually do. Well, something just blew the hell up. Ah, that car right there. Was somebody just trying to assassinate somebody, or did the game just glitch out? Well, anyway, no time for us to figure that out now, because it's time to move on to the next setting. So now we're going to do a little bit of some high camera recorded gameplay here. As you can see, it's already quite under 60, but I was kind of expecting that after seeing how it did at 1440p. If you're going to want to play this game in ultra wide with some higher settings, you're going to have to sit there and probably fiddle with them. Don't know how I didn't actually get hit by that, to be honest. Alright, let's go back this way. Free loot. So yeah. Wished it was powerful enough to at least give me 60 FPS on high, on ultra wide. But whatevers. This is a pretty demanding game. Now for ultra settings. So let's just have a quick look through all of them real fast, and then we can get on to the gameplay. And there we go. Gameplay time it is. So here we go with some ultra screen recorded gameplay now. Oh, almost got hit by a car. I saw it last second. Haha. Now we're gonna dodge you. Oh shit, now I'm going over here. Can't hit what's not there, car. Alright, let's just run through this group of peeps. Alright, let's make it a game. Let's hit every single person. There we go. It was a bird. It was a plane. Nope. It was my character. I'm on your roof. Alright, now let's just go over here. Jump on these cars just for fun, because we can. And no one can stop us. Alright, let's just walk for a little while. And this game really heats up your CPU, even with my cooling pad. Look, we're at almost 90. Oh, can I have a cargo blow up? No, not this time? Okay. Weird. They still got some work to do, that's for sure. Okay, let's just keep walking down this way a little more. Alright, I'd say it's time to move on. Now let's do a little ultra gameplay here. With the camera, anyway. Alright, didn't get hit by any cars jumping over this. Haha, I threw stuff at you. Well, that didn't go well. But I'm not that strong yet. I need to go train. But it's hard to get any levels up when everything you try to find owns you. But I guess that's what you get when you play on the hardest difficulty, right? Alright, about time to move on. Time to move along to the ray tracing settings. So starting off with ray tracing medium, let's look over the settings once, real good. There we go, here's all the different settings. And there we go, there's ray tracing medium. And we're doing that FSR last, so let's move on. Now, just like last time, we're just going to get like a minute or so of this, but this is medium ray tracing. And this is also a nice thing where you can go back in the video and compare this to what it's like with FSR. And this is absolutely abysmal, but like I would not mind being able to turn FSR on and have play at like 30 rather than this. I don't like 30 FPS, but I'd much rather play at 30 than 18. Just my opinion and all. Alright, I gotta be careful here. As time flies by fast. I don't want to be in mid-conversation, so time to move on. Now for some ray traced medium camera recorded gameplay. Yeah, ray tracing on these high resolutions definitely isn't boding so well. Alright, let's try to run around a little bit, even though getting terrible FPS. Seemed like I just barely avoided death back there. Time to move on though, I would say. Now for some ultra ray tracing. So, just look over the settings again real fast here before we get into the minute of gameplay. And there we go. Ray tracing is all on and everything. So, let's move on. Now for some ultra ray tracing screen recorder gameplay here. And yeah, you thought 18 FPS was bad. Well, now we're all the way down to 12. But I honestly thought we were going to be well under 10 in the single digits, so. It is not easy to play at this kind of low FPS. Alright. There's a sidewalk over here somewhere. Hell yeah, there it is. I got it. I'm gonna make this sidewalk my bitch. That's right. See? That guy talking in the air knows. Alright. Let us move along to the next setting. Now for a little bit of some camera recorded ultra ray tracing, which is not going very well. But figured we'd get the minute like we do, or did on all the rest of the resolutions. Now we're going to start on our FSR testing now, so let's just look over the settings real fast. There we go, we got to the bottom and we're on ultra quality. So, let's go see how it does. Now we're going to do some gameplay of FSR ultra quality here. And I figured if I didn't, I don't think I mentioned it when I was in the settings because I didn't really give myself enough time, if I'm honest, is I basically just pumped the game at ultra settings, figuring ultra settings are a great way to test out FSR's capabilities. Because if it can do what it does on ultra, imagine what it can do if you just tone a couple other settings down and then turn on FSR. Alright, get out of my way, bloody guy walking down the street, but let's move on. Starting off the FSR camera recorded section, we're doing ultra quality. And as I mentioned before, the game is running on ultra everything else, because I figured that's just a great way to do it. Because as you guys saw before, we were getting like really under 60 before, and now we're actually touching closer to 60. I could play this. It's close enough to 60 where I wouldn't be too irritated. Now when we run around, let's see. So yeah, much better with some FSR on. Now let's move on to FSR Quality. So all those settings are exactly the same, so we're just going to go right down here so you guys can see that it is on Quality. And now we're going to get into that gameplay. So let's see how we do on FSR quality now. Apparently shit happens. Oh yeah, we're definitely getting a lot better FPS now. Heck yeah, this is completely playable now on Ultra. Kick ass. Just had to move down to quality. Now I'm sure if I run through like a group of like 50 people, it'll probably drop down to like maybe low 50s, high 40s for a second, but now I'm not seeing giant groups. Did it get to be too late or something? Where'd everybody go? Alright, let's run around again. Alright. Kick ass. Alright, let's move along. Getting a little FSR quality gameplay in now. And man, that really is an improvement to the FPS. This is extremely playable now. And it doesn't look that bad. Actually looks pretty decent. Not as good as DLSS, but still pretty decent. Ooh, is there health in here? Come on, let me see. Cool. I like just looking around. You can find a lot of cool shit. Alright though, about time to move on. Now for FSR Balanced. Again, all of those are the same settings, that's why I'm just cruising through them quick. No ray tracing, we'll do that later. And now we're on Balanced. So, now, why don't we go see how it does? Now for some balanced gameplay. So let's run around. Before I started running there, we were almost at 90 FPS there. 89. Now we're in the mid. Oh, we dropped into the 70s with a stutter. But still, we're doing really good. It still doesn't look completely awful. I mean, now I'm starting to, just like before on the rest of the resolutions, I can kind of, if I look for it and put effort in, I can tell something's not quite right with the resolution, but that's if I'm sitting here not enjoying the game and actually looking for it. If I were to just play, this would probably still be completely acceptable. But anything after this, in my opinion, that's where it starts getting kind of iffy, at least for me. But that's just me. That's why I do these videos, because it might, just because it's not good for me does not mean it's not good for you. Let's just run down the street a little more. Alright, I think that's good enough. It's time to move right on. And now for some balanced FSR gameplay. Starting to pretty heavily notice something is going on here. What? Hey, look at those frames. Okay though, let's just move right along now, shall we? There we go. Now let's move on to Performance, FSR. All that's the same, this is what matters. We are now on Performance. So now let's get back into the game and see what's what. So this is what it looks like on FSR Performance. Ooh, more stuff. Ooh, even more stuff. Alright, now let's just run around here. Yeah, honk all you want, car. I'm not in the street. Let's just run. Damn, that car sounded nice. Sounded like a muscle car. Hell yeah. Some hardcore parkour right there. Alright, more hardcore. What in the hell is this guy selling? It almost looked like an executioner's chair. I think it was, honestly. Well, anyway, let's move on. We're moving on to Performance FSR. Now. Well, we got a lot of FPS, but it's definitely starting to look pretty terrible. Balanced was really about, for me anyway, the last passable FSR. All these ones tend to like kill your resolution so far that it kind of looks crappy even with the settings on Ultra. I mean, we still got some decent shine in the floor, I guess, and whatnot, but everything else just looks so, I don't know, just muddied, I guess. But I don't think too many people were planning on using this particular mode on this game anyway. Unless they absolutely were just trying to play the game at all, and this was the be-all or end-all. But that's not this laptop. Alright, now last up for the FSRs is Ultra Performance. So, everything else is the same, no ray tracing, but we are on Ultra Performance FSR, so now I'm excited to go see how it does. Now we're doing some FSR Ultra Performance, which looks basically like straight up garbage, man. But hey, it's alright. What do you expect with Ultra Performance in the name? It's giving you all the performance and FPS you can, and making the rest of everything else look like someone smeared Vaseline all over it and then made it run on a Nintendo Switch. But let's be honest, the Switch, even if it looked like this, could never dream of getting 100 FPS, so there's that at least. It'd still be like barely 30 and probably dropping down into the like high teens, like a lot of other AAA games tended to do on that thing. That thing needs an upgrade. That's why I can't wait to get my Steam Deck. Alright, now let us just move on to the next thing. Now for some performance camera gameplay, or ultra performance I should say. And just like all the rest of the resolutions, it's extraordinarily abysmal looking, but hey, if you just want lots of FPS, you could turn everything to low, turn this on, and you could probably, honest to God, get like 150 FPS like almost all the time. It would look like absolute trash. Screw you, cops, I didn't do nothing wrong. I maybe did a couple criminal activities here and there, but I didn't do nothing. Hell yeah, hardcore parkour! Alright, more hardcore parkour. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Sick trick. But alright, enough fooling around. It's time to move on. Now we're going to combine the two, FSR and ray tracing medium, and see how that goes. So we're just going to look over the settings of what that entails real quick. Here's the ray tracing on medium. And here's Ultra Quality FSR. So now let's get started. So now we're doing some ray tracing medium with Ultra Quality FSR now. Still not great FPS yet, but wasn't expecting it. I'm not really expecting this to be great no matter what, but the more we get, the more playable it is. So I'm more excited to see how Quality and Balanced do. I'm hoping to at least get like an average of 30 or above. Jump all over the street. Alright, let's go over here now and run down this side. And I think that's good enough. So, starting our FSR and ray tracing endeavor, we're going to be starting off ray tracing medium, ultra quality FSR here. Definitely not exactly what I would call playable, but it's pretty close to 30 for the people that can play at 30. Let's just run around a little bit now. And there we go. Just jumped over all sorts of stuff. Moving right along to ray tracing medium with quality FSR. Let's just look at that. See, that's all on medium, and this is on quality. And that's all we need to know. So this is some FSR quality with ray tracing on medium. Hey, we're getting above 30 for the most part now. Maybe we can get closer to an average of 40 once we drop it to balanced. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. Let's just run over on this side now. We'll just parkour over that fence and hopefully not get run over by anything. Alright, good enough for me. Now for a little FSR quality with medium ray tracing. Well, still just barely getting over 30 FPS here. So I'm not thinking this is going to be, ray tracing is going to be playable on any of them, but maybe the last two, Performance and Ultra Performance, and I just don't think those look very good. So you might as well just turn the ray tracing off at that point. But I will say, whoa, this is still hugely better than it was before, seeing as though we were in the teens, so it definitely is a technology that works. But it is not a miracle worker. Anyway, though, we're getting pretty close to that minute mark, so why don't we just move on to the next FSR quality testing. Now for some balanced FSR with ray tracing on medium. As you can see, here we go, medium ray tracing and balanced FSR. And here we've got some FSR balanced with ray tracing on medium. Hey, and look at that, we did almost get to 40. Yeah, once we start running it drops, but hey, cool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you messed around with some other settings and lowered some other things, you could more than likely play with ray tracing on, and with FSR just balanced or quality. You probably still wouldn't get a constant 60, but you'd probably be in the low 50s, just like 58, 61, stuff like that. That's just be a guess. But I do think that this is just about good for this particular setting. Now we got a little bit of balanced FSR with some medium ray tracing. Now we're in the 40s a bunch of the time. I think we drop into the high 30s every once in a while when we hit like a pretty big group of people. Alright, let's just keep running around. Whoa, almost got hit by cars. So now we've got ray tracing on medium, and now we're also on FSR Performance. So let's just real quickly verify that. There we go, medium ray tracing and FSR Performance. Alrighty, so starting on some Performance FSR with ray tracing on medium. Well, we're getting a lot more FPS now, but the game is sure looking starting to look a lot worse to the point where I don't think ray tracing is worth it. At least to be running at this low of a resolution. Yeah, honk at you too. But still, we'll just get around a minute of this. Alright, let's just run real quick. And that's good. Now for some performance FSR with medium ray tracing. Little mini shopping district under the street there. That's interesting. Now for some FSR Ultra Performance with ray tracing on medium. So there we go, medium. And Ultra Performance. So now we move on. So last up for the medium ray tracing, and we are on Ultra Performance FSR. And after this, we'll move on to Ultra Quality Ray Tracing and see how that does with FSR. Well, we were able to get like 60 FPS. But at what cost, man? At what cost? Now, I'll be perfectly honest, I've seen games that still look way worse than this. And besides, as long as the game is fun, who cares what it looks like? I do, but that's just me. That's why I spent a shit ton of money on like crazy desktop computers to play everything with like ray tracing on Ultra and all that. But not everybody is me, and I get that, so I'm glad I can make these videos so people can see how this laptop runs. Okay, phew, for a second I thought there was a road there. I almost jumped off there. Alright, let's move on. Now our final medium ray traced FSR on ultra quality here. And then we're going to move on to ultra ray tracing and start the whole FSR thing over again. So let's just run around a little. Well, at least getting lots of FPS. Doesn't look good, but lots of FPS. So, now we're going to take a look at some ray tracing on Ultra with some FSR. So, let's just look at what all the settings are. And then we'll speed past them every time after that. There we go, ray tracing is on, and it's on Ultra, and we are on FSR Ultra Quality. So, now we're going to do some Ultra Quality FSR, but with Ultra ray tracing as well. It starts getting confusing after a while. But I got it. Just took me a second. Take me a quick drink here real quick. Now I'm very interested to see if we can get this one above 30 without looking like crap. Right on, that's good enough. Starting off our ultra ray tracing and FSR little thing we got going on here. We're going to be doing ultra ray tracing with ultra quality FSR. And it's a lot to remember. So we'll just run around like we do. Probably get hit by a few more cars, but it's whatever. Well, we're definitely not getting great FPS, that's for sure. Time now for some FSR quality and ultra ray tracing. So, like I said, we'll just cruise past all that. Here we are, ultra ray tracing and quality FSR. So let's see how it does. So this is FSR quality with ultra ray tracing. Crap, we are getting close to 30, so maybe on balanced we'll be able to do it and average around 30. Alright, let's just keep on going down this road for just a little longer. And right about there is more than good. Now for some quality FSR Ultra Ray Tracing gameplay. Alright, we'll just whiz past all those guys. Maybe. If I can get back up on the freaking sidewalk. Jeez. Alright. About time to move on. So let's have a look at the balanced FSR and ultra ray tracing settings now. So there we go. Ultra ray tracing right there. And balanced FSR right there. Now for some balanced FSR with some ultra ray tracing. But looks like we still didn't get our above 30 all the time. But it's close. When I'm not running around anyway. Ow. That wasn't very cool. That upsets me greatly. I'm not gonna take this. Nope, get back here. Alright. Out of there, you. Well, that sure was fun, but it's time for us to move on. Now for a little balanced FSR Ultra Ray Tracing gameplay. Kind of stole that car because the dude ran me over, even though it was my fault, so I shot him a bunch. And then took his car. and then parked it there. Alright, why don't we just move along now? So, now we're going to go have a quick look at the settings for FSR Performance with ray tracing on Ultra here. There we go, there is Performance. So, now let's move on to that gameplay. So, let's now do some FSR Performance Ultra Ray Tracing gameplay. Oh, found some more stuff, And Misty came to visit. I got run over by air. That's a new one. Time to heal. And run faster than ever before. Yep, well, it looks like we had to go all the way up to performance to get mostly over 30 FPS. It kind of makes me wonder what the new next-gen consoles are running this game at. Alrighty, let us just move right along now, shall we? We got a little bit of some performance FSR with some ultra ray tracing now. We've finally broken out of the super ultra slow 20 FPS, but fortunately the game really doesn't look that great anymore, even with the ultra ray tracing. It's still not quite as bad as next mode, which is what I dubbed Vaseline switch mode. I've noticed every time the game saves, it stutters for a quick second. See, there we go. There's a good way to look at it. Look at that smoke. It just looks all, I don't know, just not defined. Well, I kind of wonder what resolution this actually brings it down to when you're on ultra wide. Alright, nope, nothing back there. I thought there might be something cool back there. So, now we're going to take a look at some ray tracing on Ultra with some FSR. So, let's just look at what all the settings are. And then we'll speed past them every time after that. There we go, ray tracing is on, and it's on Ultra, and we are on FSR Ultra Quality. So, now we're going to do some Ultra Quality FSR, but with Ultra ray tracing as well. It starts getting confusing after a while. But I got it. Just took me a second. Take me a quick drink here real quick. Now I'm very interested to see if we can get this one above 30 without looking like crap. Right on, that's good enough. Well, now we're gonna finish up with some camera recorded Ultra FSR, or Ultra Performance FSR, excuse me, with Ultra Ray Tracing on top of that. And look at that, we're able to achieve 60 FPS sometimes. Sweet. And now let's wrap up the video. Well, we're all done with Cyberpunk 2077 and ultra wide. And it did pretty good up until we got up to high. So it's more of a medium game, unless you want to mess around with the settings. I'm sure if you mess around with the settings and some FSR, you could probably even get some medium ray tracing in there and get almost 60. But it's time for us to wrap up, and time for me to move on to 4K. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and until the next one, peace out, guys.